I don't know how you escaped.
This is very
but
trashy.
But that doesn't matter now, since I'm playing a new game. Look at this game. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Yeah, it's a game.
Yeah, this is a game.
It's gonna be blind. Turn Trump. Oh. Okay, episode 1. Turn Trump. Ooh, a guy's painting a painting with a peach going down the thing, and some guy blowing out a candle. Oh, music too loud. Where is it? Utility, options, help. Where the frig is the volume? It's too loud.
I found the kitchen.
You did? Well, okay. No, I don't care for you. Shut up, time. Ah, it's so freaking loud. There, you lose. There, it's a lot quieter now. Oh, he grabbed a bottle. Oh, eek. It seems someone died. Not usual for this game. It is very usual. Cocaine's go away. Oh, was that? That looks like Apollo. Seems to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should have come to that. April 20th, 9:37 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Panicked. Palm sweaty. I can admit it. I'm nervous. I don't even know the controls of this game. I literally, this is completely blind. Even this freaking emulator is blind. Oh, good morning. Oh, I found it.
Oh.
Good morning, sir.
But I like my juice box.
I tuned, but his hair. So what happened? Skype? No! What happened? What happened? What happened? Oh, no! I want to talk with him. Bad. I want you in the recording. My videos with you have the most views. So entertaining. Come on. Awesome. Hello, it wasn't a lie. Not even kidding. One of my most viewed videos is actually you. With you in it. Ah, no, my sound died.
People are just playing with me now. I set on a juice box and everyone's playing with me. I set on a beatbox and everyone's just playing with my body.
I think I made it back.
My
That's
body
a
is ready.
good. Hi. Good morning, sir. And also, Mr. Freeman, you know about our my recording sessions. You know that I like mine to be with no bad words in it. You know, that's just me, my YouTube. I like my YouTube being clean. Good morning, sir. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up, sir? No, I'm loose. I'm fine. That screeching noise. Is that your voice? Suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial, and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? I'm fine. I got upstairs at 5 a.m. to do my Cords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. I don't know, I just want to say Cords of Steel like that because it sounds awesome. Ah, that explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to a screech. I overdid it again. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. Yes, I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to just introduce yourself to the client. What the? His head stayed, but that's it. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way. Who is it? What? He reminds me of someone, don't you? Doesn't he remind you of someone? Kinda looks like Phoenix, but like, kind of shady. Like, did something happen to him? Or something? Huh. Let's see.
I can't see
Whoa!
by the way, but...
Good, morning, morning. It's all up to you today. First trial, nervous, meeting him, cardiac arrest. I think I'm supposed to say something.
Are you taking
Help.
me?
So you're... Fine, I'm fine. Ah, Mr. Fine, is it? I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Aren't you supposed to... Okay, I mean, with me... Mr. Gavin's a top-notch defense attorney, and he's your friend, so why... You'll see. Huh? You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, this time, shall we? What? Yes, sir. What? That was an awkward meeting. Okay, I need to focus. First trial. Here comes Justice. He still kind of looks like Phoenix, but like shady. Like he got rid of his attorney badge or something. I have no idea, literally. If this is it, I would laugh. Oh, Apollo just looks awesome. The court is now in session. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. I know Payne. I know Payne. I know who Winston Payne is, and he is freaking... He sounds like this to me. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is, fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor. I'm going blank. Don't panic. Too late. Your name was Mr. Justice, and this is your first trial. Yes, Your Honor, but I'm fine, really. Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. Mr. Gavin? Yes, Your Honor. I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case. That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always see to his client's wishes, and my client specifically requested Mr. Justice. I heard a step. Well, of course, he wants justice. But don't trust this case with his greenhorn. Why? What do you... Ms. Freeman, you know you can talk, right?
Yep,
Come on, you're entertaining.
I am.
I do not
I can't see anything, by the way, just to let you know. I'm just listening to you.
This is as big as it could possibly get. Look.
I can't see. Don't screen share.
I'm not.
No.
Herp derp. I thought I was. I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine. But does he have the cords of steel? Then let's begin. The defense may enter the courtroom. There's it's truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm so glad to meet you in these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright. I knew it! It just looked like it.
I knew that was Mr. Wright.
I mean, it just looks like him, doesn't it?
Can I tell you something?
What?
In the game I play, it
Yeah.
shows him as this. But it has a lot more texture.
Yeah. But like, I like him like in the DS version. He looks a lot cooler like that.
Because he's...
It's 3DS version.
Yeah.
Let's just put the past behind us, shall we? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. Piano. Pianos! The science show! Pianos! Whose idea was this? Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? I won't speak of it further then. The prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne. To think, I saw you enter this room a fresh attorney, and now you leave in chains. Winston Payne, supple as ever, I see. Crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him. Wham! On his head. Smack! Killed him cold. A customer at the restaurant, you say? And the defendant, you say he was the pianist for the club, it seems. Phoenix Wright, a pianist? It's the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice. Ooh, grape juice, delicious. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice. Court accept this deadly bottle of evidence. Stop talking!
Huh?
Nothing. Someone in the background's talking. Stop talking! So we can note, Justice. All evidence is filled in the court record. Make a practice of checking it frequently. Court record... Right, I heard of that. Use the court record button to look at the evidence so far. Stop breaking the fourth wall. I'm confident in your ability to handle this.
Oh. It's Pinky.
Kristoff is now Pinkamena. I mean Pinky. What did I say Pinkamena? I don't even know. Right, the court record button. Sounds like it's time for some hands-on action. That did not sound right. So the victim was a customer at the restaurants. It's time for some hands-on action. I was like, that does not sound right. I was like, that does not sound right. But who was this, Shady Smith fellow? We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor. Traveler? According to his passport, he has been out of the country for a number of years. He only returned to this country recently, and his place of residence is unclear. And he has some sort of connection with the defendant? That, too, was unclear at present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Ball Club on the night of the crime. If they had only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing? That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. It is not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. That looks like poker! As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime. Wait a second, isn't poker gambling? That's a crime in and of itself! Indeed, it appears our defendant has fallen to become a basic sort of criminal. Objection! It is true that the defendant was engaged in poker with the victim, yet it was only that a game, in the pure sense, a competition, Your Honor. A competition? Yes, a test of wits, a sound clash of passions. Only the cards, the back wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Wait a minute. How do you know the back of the cards are blue? Were you at the scene of the crime, Mr. Gavin? Explain yourself! Come again? The cards on the table have blue backs, Your Honor. But how did he know that? I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present, and impress women. Must be our first order of business here, then, to find out more about this fatal game of cards. Hey, about defendant. You will testify to this court about the poker competition held at the night of the crime. My pleasure. Let's change hands. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. Testimony. The competition. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over the poker table. The room where we play in the competition is the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all that is. A game. And our customers are happy. Pianists who can't play piano?
We can both get on the melon.
What?
We can both be on the melon.
What?
No, it's my melon.
Complete what? Better than
Melon.
defense attorney who
Melon.
can't defend. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Right, Your Honor.
I'm spinning on a melon.
My first cross-examination. Don't blow it. Oh, this music is awesome. I've heard this music before. Seems kind of similar to the one Phoenix Wright attorney. Are you alright? You're sweating bullets. Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? What to do? Should I ask for again for a refresher course of cross-examination? Oh, heck no! I've beaten Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I'm fine. No need for help, sir. I think I've got this one covered. I think you better do more than think, you know it? Or you do not. I'm fine. The Courts of Steel are ready for battle. And also, you notice that I changed my name to DJ Rarity? Cause Rarity is best pwn! Weapons, press and present. Finding inconsistencies and lies in the testimony, and revealed to the court. It's cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. Inconsistencies, lies, Phoenix Wright. As if Phoenix Wright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it. I don't trust that. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Even perfect attorneys would lie. Oh god, the glasses! I am pierced by trade, I can hardly play at all. I'm gonna hold everything. You can hardly play? Oh, I play sometimes, when customers demand it. So I play them one song. That's usually all they want. Was that supposed to be a boast just now? The title of pianist is a mask, a respectful face I wear for the world at large. Then why are you really at the Borscht Pool Club? My real job is to take on interest customers over at the poker table. They pay you just to play poker? That would seem to be the case. I am a professional, after all. Bah! Do I have to protect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society for me to imagine. Yes, your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston. What? What happened? Did you just stick him in the head, stomach with a sword? That's what it sounded like.
Yes.
It was like... Poker for 7 years in that little room, and I've never lost. Once. Soda. What? You both burped at the same time. You see what customers come now? Treat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw. Wait, you never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once? Is that even possible? Wait. The room will be played in the competition, and there are the customer interactions. The rules are simple. Play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. Oh, I forgot to hold it! I love it. I love apologist's voice. Hold it! Room in the crime scene photos is an attraction? It's quite a history, actually. Borscht Pool Club used to be a gathering spot for black market ties back in the day. Black market? Oh gosh! Apollo, you look nervous! All in the past, things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Suffice to say that we were a lot of deals back then made on the table. Right there in that room. Smoky room, gambling hoods, you know. Just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, the goon keeps watching through the small window. Looking back at the picture now, that window does look like it'd be good for keeping a lookout for little else. The room has few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in the room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is, a game. Our customers are happy. 2 decks of cards? Simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards. There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor. Precisely. Cards on the table, cards on the floor. Each one forming a complete deck. Crime scene painted blue by a sad soup of cards. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we all used 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, and the other was blue. As I recall, in poker you make 5 card hands, right? I can see how it'd be easy to cheat. Heh. Yes, a game of hands. Stop! Huh? Just like me, what? Okay, the competition you're talking about. I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right. It's a simple game after all. What? Are you sure? Huh? Oop. Seems like we're cornered. People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment the crime occurred. Did you claim no connection to the crime? Now that's strange. What's strange? I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime is a point against the rules, Your Honor. Of course. I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. Quickly let down, slip by. Don't spare yet, Justice. Sir? I'm out of crackers, now. Right, there's something I'd like to make clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand, and I'd like to hear from you. Sure, why not? Very well, the defendant will amend his testimony. Just one little press, and I've got myself a whole new testimony. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I say I never touched the murder weapon.
I hear beeps. I don't know where my
Yeah! My first ever objection. So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon, this grape juice bottle, right? Why are the beeps? It's in your room.
My watch. I lost it.
Shut up your watch. It's annoying.
I can't find it.
Darn it. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? Are you watching my screen or are you still playing Gmod?
Double screens, remember?
I know. Are you doing both or what?
I'm doing both. I'm trying to find my watch at the same
Okay.
time.
What do you want? S-Corp, what do you want?
Found it.
Nah.
My headphones fell off. Oh, bollocks. I keep dropping my headphones. There we go. Here.
What? Is this me? I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints. Objection! Don't you tell me justice, I can use this fine. Nah. I'm trying to record a video.
Ow.
Excessive yelling can damage the judge's ears and our case. What about my cords of steel? Anyway, what's so strange about fingerprints on the bottle of the restaurant? Well, that's true. Prints alone don't prove you did it. That voice don't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints. Objection! Oh. But the fingerprints of the murder weapon were upside down. Oh crap. Upside down? What does that mean? It means he was holding the bottle inverted. And there can only be one reason for that. Yes. This might be just... Yes. My majestic hair says to bring someone with the bottle, although my hair's not really that majestic. Oh, demon face. Mr. Gavin, I think things could turn from the worse. You look so calm. Oh? I see no problem, Mr. Justice. Huh? The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. You'll see. Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court? I stick by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now. Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case. I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason. Just say it, Mr. Wright. Stop trying to hide things. Stop making it harder for me. Objection!
You sounded like you were doing like a Joker voice.
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. And what might that be, Mr. Gavin? On the night of the crime, who was it that reported the murder to the police? Reported? Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright, but still, that... Really? Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone. Near the scene? Let's take a look at the diagram of the murder scene, shall we? Alright, there's the dead guy. The victim was murdered in a small room in the basement, 2 floors down from the ground level. Seriously, it's like the tiniest freaking emulator ever. I'm only seeing like freaking like a tenth of my screen being the emulator, and the rest is my desktop. Right now, I'm just gonna go to my desktop. Of course, cell phones can't be a reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above ground. Call came from the first floor of the restaurant. I see, and this is the phone that made the call? Right, cell phone added to the court record. The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose, yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported to the authorities. And you claim he is being uncooperative? Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being. Toyed? I assure you, no. What is more serious about? What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment the crime occurred? How could you possibly know this? That's a good question. How indeed? The answer is simple, Your Honor. Prosecution has a decisive witness. You're as good as you say they are. Someone else is in the room the night of the crime. Ah! My desktop changed. You must mean they witnessed the crime. Everything up to now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready for the real thing? Very well. The prosecution shall make its false witness to the stand. It will say your name and profession. Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness? I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns. What's with the hair puns? So here's a little hair gel. Relax, people. And see, I can make my hair go down. Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this coat will cut them off. Yes. I swear on my gavel. Please, come out. On your gavel. That's a big sacrifice, dude. Are you sure? Isn't vital skin's hair your crime, Your Honor?
Mahogany.
That's sad. Well, if you're so sure it is. Ahem. Now the prosecution. Wait a minute. Would the prosecution care to explain the witness's paraphernalia? Yes. She's a professional, Your Honor. These are merely the tools of her trade. And that would be. My name is Olga Orley. I am employed as a waitress in the Bush Bowl Cup restaurant. You know what? Screw the voices. Then why the camera? Of course, it's my pride to serve Bush at that named restaurant, but also perform, how's it said, other service. Why do you have a meal? You can just put it down. Why is your hand not tired yet? Should get one of those other services taking the customer's picture? Or there's like a freaking like a lobster in there or something. Seriously. Like for example, this one. That's the defendant. Indeed, on the night of the murder. The man in white hat is one who had gone kaput. Indeed, that is the victim. Order! This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps. In the same way as I drop bowls of borscht on laps of customers. Casually. And the court will casually accept this new as evidence. Olga's photo added to the court record. Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder? I was in room... Yes, the perfect hideout we call it. Excuse me? The hideout? It is room where famous gangster Bad Guy was arrested. Bad Guy? It is room where murder took place. What? Stop it. You look for utter surprise. It is lovely. I'll post my court or do it later for you. Photos we've remembered, and you'll write which ones you want a copy of. So the people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga Orley, our witness. Ow! Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means she must be. Very well, witness. You will testify to the court at that night's evidence. That fateful night. Move. That night, customer asked me to do cards for game. It was called Both Players Play with Hats On. Victim, he plays whole time with hands on locked at neck. Then left hand is done, but something terrible has happened. The man flew at victim and strangely aimed him to death. And instantly, who won the game? As an obvious, the winner was the victim, Mr. Smith. That's ridiculous, because Mr. Wright can't lose. And Justice, maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection, but he hadn't lost in 7 years. Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as a prosecutor either. Wow, we actually were decent, and now you're always the victim for the first case, and you, like, lose all the time. Instantly, I have some evidence here. These are the poker chips that lay at the very moment of the crime. And the chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith. Chips, you say? Yes, imagine that the poker is war. Your hand is your armory and the chips are the spoils. I know that, after all, I was viewed known as the poker head of courtroom number 3. Or were you? I would not believe that. I think he means poker face. Good coke. Looking at this picture, it doesn't most of the chips are at the victim's side of the table. What if the tiny chips are worth more and the big chips are worth less? You don't know. Add to the court record. Very well. His Prince may cross-examine the witness. Alright, I shall do that. That fateful night. That night, customer asked me to do a cards for a game. It was called But Players Worry with Hats On. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Why? His locket? I believe it was good luck charm. Hi. I get it many times that they play that night. Yes, he must have felt as good as might carry him to the moon and stars. It was small enough to fit around his neck. It must have much lift. Ah! Rainbow Dash is holding a syringe! The defense would like to clarification. This is a locket we're talking about. I mean, a pendant with a picture in it, right? Not a rocket. Apollo, where are you getting all this crap from?
New York.
Of course, yes, New York. New York is full of bull crap most of the time. Of course I knew that.
Okay.
I was probably a pendant shaped like rocket. That's why she's called that. No, a locket's a locket. Doesn't matter what shape it is. It's considered bad form for Pokemon at the heart of hearing in our society.
Down my volume.
Our society!
Unless there's something on the other screen.
Heart of hearing, or heart of understanding.
Hang on.
So what happened next? The left hand is down. Something terrible has happened. I flew a victim and strangled him to death. Now I was gonna say hold it. I don't know what to present. Oh! I thought we'd never do such a thing. Eek! Well now, I can't say I've ever heard of the defense trying this tactic. If possible, please, refrain from embarrassing me. Still, why would anyone do something like this over a game of poker? Perhaps it is because defendant has lost game? Yes, crushing defeat for men undefeated. Says always with men like him, winners make sore losers. Oh, how the mighty fall. Go ahead, I believe you know what it is you need to do. Right, sir, leave it to me. There's only a few people at the room. The time of the murder. The victim is Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, I've got you now, Orly. Since something terrible has happened, food, I've been strangling to death. See. Nope.
You have been penalized.
I've been penalized. I'm on the wrong track. I'm quite sure it's this one. I just don't know what picture to present.
Good picture.
What? I thought it might be that since Phoenix Wright was strangling flipping this dude. Oh, wait a minute. The autopsy report. Bam! Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd. He was killed by blunt trauma. I am dumb. No, customers only choke on borscht. No, I mean, this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Oh, Apollo looks really cool, like in the model. Him looking at the paper. He looks so studious.
Hermione is hitting the paper.
Mr. Orly, really now? Did you witness the crime? Eek!
Oops.
Oh, there's a lobster in that thing. I knew it was a lobster. I don't know how I knew, but I knew. I was just thinking, okay, she looks Russian. She's holding a really fancy plate. Is there a lobster in there? Because lobster's fancy. Like our fancy ponies. Like the fancy ponies. Look at the picture. It doesn't seem like he was hit.
Fancy ponies can't have lobster because we don't eat fish.
Nor any meat.
Yeah, meat.
We're vegans.
We're vegans.
But like in IRL. But like, y'all. But like in IRL, like, I eat lots of meat. I freaking love meat.
Meat's good. Meat is love. Meat is life.
Not that kind of meat.
No, I like steak, not sausages. What's this?
God,
I don't know how
I love we make dirty jokes. Although I like mine being clean, I don't care. The dirty jokes are fine, just no cuss words. So it's shocking, isn't it? His head certainly was hit.
That's not how you drive a plane.
Retard alert. But I seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim, his neck. Oh really, Miss Orly? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time. Justice, I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think you do this one once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me. Very well. It seems we should continue this cross-examination. Such thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. It's such thing as thinking aloud too much, too. That night, customer asked me to deal cards for a game. It was cold, but slowly playing on hats on the victim. Laid all time with a hand on locket at his neck. Isn't Phoenix wearing a locket? Last time, something terrible happened. The defendant tried to strangle the victim. He hit him with bottle.
Hold on. I will only if you could look at the evidence. Because look at the person,
Darn it!
Okay,
Ah! Darn it!
I look at the one of the pictures of the victim.
I thought. I was thinking it'd be that. Because do you know how you can tell what I thought when I think it was that? After I tried to strangle the victim, he hit him with bottle. There's no strangle marks on him. So he stayed with him. I'll go ahead and hold it for now. You didn't say anything about hitting before. Sorry, I was forgetting this da. And you were a very cowardly woman. Witness, will take greater care with your testimony. Oh sorry, Your Honor. And that clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report, I believe. The defendant made to strangle the victim, then changed his mind. He chose a simpler, one-timing to do the job. Yes, that sums it up quite nicely. So I strangled him, then hit him. Something's fishy about all this, and I'm talking through my teeth. Go ahead and believe. That was weird. Go ahead and believe. I believe in know what it needs you to do, and I don't know why I put my hand on the top of my PC. I'm weird. Right, sir. Leave it to me. There were only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. If I trade it, only. Gosh, game was called putting Hassan Da. This whole time his hand on his neck. Last hand is done. Something terrible happened, Da. I've been trying to strangle the victim. He hit him with bottle.
Wouldn't the bottle shatter?
No, the bottle wouldn't shatter.
Sometimes it would. Was it filled or not filled?
Not filled. It was empty.
Oh, and it doesn't do that much force.
No, not really. But it's a game, so you can't even try.
Can't try what? That it was empty? Oh, bollocks.
It's so tiny, I can barely see.
You know, they do have a minimize and make bigger.
Yeah, I just made it bigger. Did nothing.
Oh. That's dumb. Damn.
Ah, man, what do I do? It's just blind. I'm doing good for like being blind, and I suck at these games. Oh gosh. 38 minutes already? I don't care, I'm gonna keep playing. I don't know what to do. Sorry. Hey, seriously, we consider it's a vocal training thing. Now, Miss Worley, can you tell us what happened? Oh, I was so frightened. I trembled with fear.
Enemy takedown.
I can tell I need to present something, but what do I present? Where's start at? What? Control setup. What is start? See, keyword.
Enter.
It's enter? Thank you.
Yes.
I can see what I have now. Alright, so that's up, down, left, and right. That's what I thought it would be. Button A, B is JK. Select start. M, enter. L and R, U and I. X and Y is Y and O. So I go like, yep. Alright. Screw it, I'm gonna end it here. I don't know what to do. 39 minutes and like 8 seconds. Anyways, I think that's a good part to end the part, although I'm probably literally gonna like start the next recording right after this one because this game is really freaking fun. Yeah, anyways, so this is good for part 1 of a blind recording since, you know, I record a long times. Yeah, anyways, this has been me, DJ Rarity. Now, I shall see you next time. Alright, we are back with part 2! Well, because I just kind of wanted to play again, so it was like about 5 minutes after it. Literally done.
Around, yeah.
Yeah, about 5 minutes, you know.
Yeah, it's been about 5
Go!
minutes. 5, 6.
Alright, looked at nothing. I in bottle. And last time it's done, something terrible has happened. Victim played with all the time his hand on locket at his neck. So the victim, huh? This might be something here. Wait, his picture of his neck. Wait a minute! There's no locket there!
I was...
Objection! Yeah! You know, there's one curious part of testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. I freaking knew it! You know what, just... Yeah. But,
I was gonna say something, but I
what
wanted to be
does
quiet.
it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about? Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on locket at his neck, I believe she said. Hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness grammar. God, my throat is sore. I talk so much in this one. No, but look at this photograph. She locked on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I may be able to handle this, but what does it mean? If we are to believe this British testimony as is, and the locket disappeared following the victim's death. Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, something must have taken it off, no? Taken it off. Wait, you don't mean... The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? Defendant, what do you have to say to this?
You know what we could do? I could just do some voices for you too.
Thank you. My voice is starting to hurt. Who would you like to do? Who would you like to do?
You just give me a line and I'll do 'em. Just let me. I'm mixing out of Gmod so then I can use full screen.
Yeah.
Look at it better. Okay. Don't care. Don't need to show you any of those pictures yet. Full screen.
I'll go right. Is this right here? Is that good for the middle?
Yep, I'm fine. Just tell me what lines you want me to
So
do.
you can now read it.
Yep, I can.
Alright, I would like you to do the judge.
Yeah, I can be the judge.
Yes, you read the judge.
Yes. Yes.
And then you also get to be, who'd you rather want to be? Phoenix Wright or the Russian girl?
I'll be Phoenix.
Okay. So go ahead.
Yes. Say. Yes. I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Oh. You mean this? Yes. It's a locket with a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter.
Daughter.
Oh yeah, you get to I'm making a side comment on Dual Destiny. You get to see her his daughter.
Isn't like what does a daughter look like? I think I remember her design.
Like she wants to be a
magician.
Magician, yeah.
A magician.
It looks completely insane. I'm actually rolling over to get my 3DS.
Okay.
Putting it on my desk.
Go ahead and go like the video so they can show me if you can.
Oh,
Whenever you pull it up. I'll tell you whenever a line pops up.
Okay.
Come again. Oh, line.
Mr. Wright, you have a daughter?
We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter. Like whenever like the dot dot dot, it just sounds like you can go like or something like it's like a little like that. So Mr. Wright has the locket too. Why don't I buy this? Just a coincidence.
Well now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game.
Well, the testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost badly. Miss Orley, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant. She's hiding something, I can tell.
Yes, she is.
The game began with 2,500 points and chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The ones who was winning, who was victim. For the last hand, the defendant played with all chips on table and lose. 1 minute loss was decided. The defendant crossed the bottom table and murder.
Indeed, looking at the pictures, it does seem to be a one-sided game.
As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life, but he wants a bitter pill to swallow.
How many times have I heard these words? I I do it. Okay.
I did it in a fit, Your Honor, but I completely regret it now.
A common term, but true.
Methinks the judge watched too many old court movies. Mr. Wright says he hasn't lost in 7 years, so the testimony must be wrong. Cross-examination to the huge competition. The game began with those 5 points and tips for each man. Let's see. Oh man. Wait a minute. I know something about poker. The smaller chips are big for points. Objection! Oh. No, seriously, I know the bigger chips are less. Yeah. When it's winning that, it was victim. I think this is represented or something.
Yeah, I think that's represented. It sounds like it would.
Nope. Spam! Darn it! Because if I just keep failing at this... Saw the very moment of the crime. When it was close to gather information. Yes, sir. You got a contradiction. Here comes justice. Aren't those usual starting points? When special rules used? No, not special. Usual game, usual rules.
Each man begins with 350 points. Then the total would be exactly 6, not 7,000 points.
Please, this isn't calculus. It's not even long division.
I could do that instantly.
I should between two sides, small and large. One was winning, that it was victim. The last hand, defending play with all chips and table and lose. One was also decided, defending grass bottom table and murder. School's good admission, yes sir.
Have you pressed the thing about the 2 chips? The small and big.
Let's go and see. Took a photo, all the chips that were used. Of course. Something special with these chips. Just to press harder? Press harder. Maybe you can explain a bit about these chips. Did you just press your lips together and try to blow out?
That's what I was doing. Trying to keep myself quiet. I could say something really bad about that, but I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yep. That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay, I will be a good boy, not say everything.
Poker chips are poker chips. Movement Majestic Care says so, although it's not even majestic at all. Are not fish and chips, not a chip of old block, or one of motorcycle cops, not
Fish and
anything.
chips sounds really good.
Thanks. Now that I press her, better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars, or rubles, or even, or anything? And yet, all I've been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. 2 types of chips, 100 points chips and 1,000 points chips. It is not money, Justice? Sir! Don't you find our comment interesting? In more ways than one, sir. I've added to her testimony myself. Well, the defendant want this witness added to her testimony? Oh, why, yes I do. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Added to testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this. Very well, witness, if you could be so kind. Your Honor. One kind of chip is worth 100 points. Other kind is worth 1,000. 2 kinds in all. The one who was winning, it was victim.
Why don't you just press the conflict?
Let's go ahead and save this right here. Or should I? Yeah.
Yeah, you should. Just
I only have 1 penalty left. And I know for each freaking first case, it's always this. And I don't want to lose everything, because that'd be mean. Let's see. Yes! You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure?
Objection.
Seems our new attorney is a bit confused. Hey, why'd you... Wrong button. Let's at the picture is enough to tell you who won. If you're not in kindergarten. Just for safety's sake,
yes.
Could you explain the problem with the court? Oh, sorry.
To the court? Could you explain the problem to the court? You can go to the... You're just like clicking a random button.
No.
Oh, sorry.
I can like
Just
see
for
the.
safety's
I can
sake.
literally like. I'm gonna look at the time, how long I'm recording, and I can see how loud I'm speaking.
Yeah,
and
I
how
can see
loud
how
you're
loud
speaking
I
on
am
that one.
speaking.
Yeah, that's you. That's
Trying
me.
not too loud.
Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points? Why, the big ones, of course. Duh. Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up. The totals? Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 2,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of chips was 7,000 points. Yes.
My calculations are correct. Let's see, 3 plus 1 carries the 5.
They are, Your Honor. Now, look at the photo that actually shows all the chips. The judge is officially it's canon. The judge is terrible at math. And what happened?
But
What happened?
You exit out. But I'm brilliant at math.
No, the judge is bad at math, not you.
I know, but I'm the judge. Shh, don't tell anyone.
You're the judge in the game.
Dun.
Ow! I think I might have tapped my mic. Sorry.
I didn't hear it. Mikey, because I'm going
Look. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points, then the small chips are worth 100. Let's see, 3,000, 6,000, 9,000, 10,000. That'd be 10,600 points. And you add them up. How much is it? Do it yourself! You aren't kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. Chips don't add up. Clear contradicts was testimony. Oh yes, the music.
Now every time it smashes on the table, I want to smash my hands on the table.
How could this be? Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Chip count was wrong, starting points were wrong, both are right. Each man began the game with 2,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in the photograph, then there can only be one answer. Well, what is it?
What is it?
The value of the chips was the other way around. What? Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones. Madness! Utter madness! Show the photograph of the chips again. Sorry!
These are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up.
Why, yes it does.
Yes, it does. You can do simple mathematics.
Excellent work, Justice. It's almost like you figured it out by yourself. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it.
Oh.
But wait, the value of the chips may be different, but this changes nothing. Indeed.
Indeed, the victim did have the large number of chips, though. Ah.
Exactly. The small chips are worth 1,000 points, and the large chips are 100. Let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table.
The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900, and Mr. Wright had 4,100 points.
I love how I say 4. Like you're completely American, then full.
Full. The judge
now.
is slightly English.
Well now.
Yes.
It seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all. That's impossible! My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning! Yarg! My mouth looks weird.
In the Dual Destiny game on the 3DS, he's actually in it. He's in the first case, but he actually has like a hairpiece on top. It looks weird, and his hairpiece like falls backwards. So weird.
And then pushes back up.
Yeah, and it goes back down. It is like tapping his hair. Like when he does that tapping motion, he's actually tapping his hair in the game.
Wow, like the dirty sound. Like the sound. That.
Yeah, like when he's tapping his hair.
Wow, the dirty. That's how I hit my. That's how I do it. Instead of you hitting the bottom of the freaking stand, I hit my hair. Makes that sound. My hair is amazing. You mustn't known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime. Weren't you? He looks awesome. Dang, lobster.
Or in the cold. No. But
no.
Yes. The players are the defense has lost his motivation. Defendant has lost his motivation. And Mr. Wright, supposedly the Finn you ever had haven't. Yep. I can't read. We must now ask ourselves
if we can trust the testimony, the willing at.
I don't get to read. Excuse me, what is it, Miss Oily? Oily, yes.
I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see, see what, Miss Oily? What do we see? In the left hand, there was cheat. Cheat? You don't mean a trick? Wait.
Or do you mean a scan?
They're all the same thing. Yes, there was cheat in left hand. That's why game ends with chips that they are. Great. Just great. First we have lying, now cheating. Well, this case certainly has taken a turn. For the interesting.
Yeah. Witness, you will please testify to the court.
We always go to everyone always does it.
Whenever I mess up,
Everyone does it. Hey,
Yeah.
it's still you.
Oh, tell us about this cheating in the final hand.
Alright.
Do you hear music in the background?
Yeah, I hear music.
Uh,
It'd be better if I like showed it on a stream or something, then you can hear it.
No, I was going to change to my so I can hear myself, but then I have to have like the echo effect and stuff fast. And that would be beautiful. Have the echo effect.
The last hand, both men had full house. There's 4 of each card in deck, from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. Next moment, the game becomes argument. The defender's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith. Miss Orley, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? Because you're hiding something and you're lying.
Yeah.
I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to go back to covers.
A full house is a very high school hand.
What the heck, dude?
Like, it's a chorus thing. I have to change real fast. So I can hear myself. Sound effects. Disable. Okay, that's great. Not easily to make in my experience.
That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics. Oh, Mr. Gavin? Oh, what's a full house? Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker?
I can't say the bolds well for your case or career.
What is this? Some kind of secret court poker ring? What do you want, S-Corp? Stop messaging me. What do you want? What? I'm still recording. I record
why does it seem like everyone
sessions? What's with the space?
Oh, of course. Oh, of course.
XD. Finally. What is some kind of poker ring thing or something?
Something or other.
20 minutes. Justice. You know the term is 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes? Yeah, no problem. 2 cards with the same number makes pair, and 3 makes 3 of a kind. Good. Now picture a hand with one pair and one three of a kind. There's a full house. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it? You can see each player's hand in this photo. Wow, they both have full houses. He has a king and an ace. Mr. Right has the six of... Okay, so seems the victim has 3 kings and 2 aces, and Mr. Right has is that an 8? Looks like an 8. Oh, it's a 7 and aces. You forget, there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat.
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
He did cheat in the last hand. That still leaves one important question. Mr. Right lost that hand. Whoever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? Have them. Ugh. Last hand, both men had full house. I'm seriously just gonna go in and save for every cross-examination. Because I am not going to lose!
Yesterday. Rhapsody.
Both men had full house. There's 4 of each card in the deck, from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheats more obvious. Next moment, the game becomes argument that this trick was exposed. Took bottom of his hand, poor Mr. Smith. A what?
A foil card.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a special edition card.
I guess it's worth
Like
a lot more.
You have normal, gold, silver, and foil. Like normally if you're playing with cards.
I don't see the cheat. Darn it.
Let's just foil card.
No.
A gray card. A lot more rare for foil.
Like how much more are they worth? A wreck. I'll go ahead and see. I'll go and see what it is first.
Might be a little bit more because they're all more rare to get than normal.
I'll just go and hold it.
That's what you should do. You should always.
There's Left 4 Dead 2. I don't have a reclaimed. I'll go and put this up. Is that fine? Sorry that I'm doing this. It's all ref.
Don't have another.
I have all ref, not reclaimed. Never broke them down. I'm too lazy to. Scaps? Nope.
I don't have 3 scabs. I have scrap. I would be that way. I don't have 3 scabs, but I have 3 scraps.
Okay. I'm just gonna let him talk and see what he'll say. It's quite hard, Alright, trade done. At the same time, I guess that's right. Very difficult, to be sure. You can take my word as the poker head of core number 3. Very difficult, but it's not impossible. Okay, shut up. As I close window. Die! Or of each card, you say. There's 1 spade, 1 diamond, 1 heart, and 1 club for each card. The interesting fact is number 4 comes in the number of seasons. And why should I care? I don't say.
And did you know that the cards are numbered 1 to 13? And add all the cards in a deck, and you get 364 a year.
Wow. Huh, you don't say. Isn't that 1 day short? No, that's only for leap year. That's why you check has 2 jokers. They say the second joker stands for the leap year. But you have perfect representation of the year. Oh, deck of cards. You don't say. I hit my mic again. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I don't like people.
Could be in the courtroom for a long time if this keeps on going like this. If you look at Buttman's hand, cheat's more obvious. I don't see a cheat. How was it clear? Well, the defendant, he played the 5th ace. 5th ace? I still remember both hands very well.
Oh yeah, he did.
He did? No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Oh yeah, she's lying because I remember from when we were looking at him.
Yeah, it was 3 kings. I'm gonna object to that.
Yeah.
Try to.
Yeah. I
Freaking just bam. We're smart. We're looking at it. The rest of it gonna do the testimony without Payne's joke. Very well. Let's let us reveal to our testimony, please.
I just roll over.
Smith had 3 aces in his right, 2. 5 aces in all. And I object to that.
Objection.
Appears the witness is mistaken and stupid. Mistaken? But my name. No, that. Stop taking it seriously. Look, this piece of evidence can contradict why you said in your testimony. That's the photo of
the chips, isn't it? Is not?
Justice. Perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. Other words, use your finger to point out your point. Yes, please.
Point out the conflict in this photo.
The judge is kind of dumb in this game. Like, he just doesn't know. He's like the viewer.
I love the funny one.
Miss Orley, in testimony, made the following claim. Miss Smith hand had 3 aces. Confusing, Dixon hand only has 2 aces. Take that, bitch. Objection! Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in one question. Nope. Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. What is the 5th ace? I say cheating, right? What's going on here in the courtroom? What is happening? What's that? Name. Name in top right hand corner. 2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating. Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. It's the 5th ace. The was cheating. I swear to you. That's odd. She must be lying. Yet she is most sincere. I've seen her all day. You must trust her instincts. Mr. Gavin? Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, let me do. What line?
The lines for the judge. The judge.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean? You have so many people.
I know. Bleh. I'll let everyone else see it. Bleh. I talk to too many people. I'm so social.
If you won, I'll give you all my Left 4 Dead 2 cards later. I don't want them.
If you what?
I give you most of my Left 4 Dead 2 cards. Cause I don't want any of them.
I can't make a badge out of them. I'm trying to make a badge.
You can.
I can't. I don't have Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh. That'd be cool if you could, though.
Yeah, it would. You know what I really love about my recording system?
Mm-hmm.
Is that it makes the video the second you're done recording it. Bam.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Same with, crap. What might that be, Miss Gavin?
Mr. Gavin.
Mr. Gavin.
If you don't mind, perhaps we can examine the actual cards? The
Cards?
Mr. Payne. Yes. The player's hand that night was set as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that cards to be shown to the court.
Very well, the prosecutor will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim card or the defense cards?
Because some proof cheating was going on. Nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? The victim's. There's the victim's hands that changed over the course of the witness testimony. Oh wow, I'm actually really listening to like the sound of the little talking, and there's like a little echo behind it. There's like an echo behind it. That's weird.
Very well. I cannot say names. Perhaps, if you would.
Mr. Pain.
Pain.
Pain is weakness, leaving the body.
Oh yeah. Pain, yeah, the pain's weakness.
Pain is weakness, leaving the body. Bam! Whoa! Time is a wasting. Get to it, Justice. Yes, sir. Which examining the device should view it from all sides of the angles. Face! It's just...
My face.
He's in both places! He's contradicting everything! He's Pinky!
Oh, he could be a time traveler.
But he's me. Still, time is really freaking complicated. I still think time travel is gonna be next to impossible to do if I like really think about it. Cause like
but I time travel all the time. I travel through time and space.
you're not. I mean, in actual human life, not like in your roleplay.
Well, my life is broken, so yeah.
Yeah,
my life is broken.
My life is
Don't question my life.
Please, I have the dirtiest mind in my whole class,
Same.
and no one knows. Well,
Oh,
except
people know about mine. Everyone thinks I'm insane.
I just act crazy and act all happy like I know nothing and I'm super innocent. But if someone says
Oh,
anything that I can think of to make dirty, I will mention it. And then most people that whenever they say to them, they hear nothing. I'm like, and then they hear nothing. I'm like, you don't hear this. Okay, let's do this. Turn, examine. What? Your Honor, look at this. One of the victim's cards. The back is a different color. That's impossible. But I put that card in my hand. You're stupid, Olga. What was that, Mr. Orderly? No, I mean, it's Your Honor. Music having it.
Mr. Raven? Yes.
Thank you for a box. I'll
I
give you
gave
something
you a
else.
box.
I gave you a dirt face. Tell me, which is the easiest way to cheat in poker? To cheat? I'll tell you. 1 million needs a friend, our comrade, shall we? And I'm sorry for stealing that line. The dealer! I said, I just said like one. I just stole like one 2-word line from the judge.
I've said it already too, but when we were doing the dirt face thing.
Wait, so you mean? Let's witness Miss Orderly. She's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager.
How she can catch those is amazing.
Order! Her hand like teleports. Like D.
She is Pinky. She is.
No, she's Twilight. Remember, because she can teleport.
Yeah. Well, not only Twilight can teleport, so can Rarity, so can
No, wait a
Trixie,
minute, Miss Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
You know Twilight's a terrible liar, right? So is Olga. So that's why.
So is
Is she-
Gilda. Gilda's a terrible liar too.
Yeah.
So is Gilda. She makes so many lies and then can't really cover them up well.
Although Twilight's the worst liar. Remember in whenever she like in the bird
Oh
episode?
yeah, no, green
That
isn't your color. Green's not your color. She was trying to shove her hooves in her mouth.
Oh,
I've actually tried to do that.
That face. Let's see who's the youngest in here. He's question
Mark.
He's 33. Wow, he's a lot older than I thought. 32.
And I want to see how old it's in this game.
Damn.
34. So this is like a year old.
Damn. Christoph Gavin looks young for age 32.
Hang on. So you said.
He's 21.
Wait a minute. I found something. I found a conflict.
What?
Go back to Gavin.
Gavin.
This doesn't make sense. Okay, this is a different Gavin.
Clavier.
Must be his son.
Clavier.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is younger brother.
Oh. Well, this is 25, and that's...
32. Yeah, Clavier's a lot younger.
I might be playing my game now. Like, they look so different.
Yep. They do. Like, you really like the big difference in the. There's like next to no difference in the face except for the skin color. A little bit difference like in the face model, and but their hair is exactly the same.
The hair is exactly the same. The face, the color,
Not the color.
and the clothes are different because it's in the brighter light.
Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. Of her mistake. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard. That's impossible. But I put that card in my hand. There you go, Miss Olga is required to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim. Oh yeah! F music. Do, 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 do. Wah, 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 wah. Man. Yes, you must move melons.
Gun and a melon.
You must move melons with a fizz gun. I remember once in TTT by accident, I held a melon with a fizz gun. Like, I held it like something and I threw it and I killed someone with it. I was like, oh god! I literally killed someone. I was like,
There's
ah!
a vacuum in my background. I'm gonna close my door.
Admit, can you still hear me? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I remember once I was on this one server, TTT Fun, where you can prop kill. I literally was a melon, and I like bashed into someone and killed them.
At least it's not like me and D-Dolls. I crushed them with one of the paintings.
Oh, I've done
With
that
my
many
friend.
times.
We
I've done
both
that many
became the paintings,
times.
and we fell like the exact same time and killed 2 people at once.
I once killed I remember everyone was like ganged up in one part, like all talking, and I was the cat painting. I fell down, killed every single one of them. And then no one knew it was me because then after that I quickly undid to the prop, and then no one was looking, and so no one knew I killed them. I was like, oh. Not only did she cheat, but she cheated very poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine all the case between her and the victim. What?
Wait, you don't mean the defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Orly?
Orly.
Orly?
Whatever.
Are you?
Okay, for justice. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. And the Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. This gives this orgy of murder. Oh no. I think we just got our murderer.
Bum bum bum. Miss Payne, Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Orly?
Here, she's less cautious, Your Honor. Mr. Justice.
Mr. Justice?
Your Honor!
It seems you're present a new possibility to the court.
What? I thought we just made it possible.
Only suggest a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith. I know so many Smiths, it's not even funny.
Me too. And that means...
Matt Smith!
Did you just message me? No, you didn't.
What?
I thought Melissa just messaged me.
Well, it would blink.
Well, it did for me for like half a second. And then like her name was blue. I don't know why. It's something weird. What? I did it. I held out.
It seems no point to progress the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquisition? Yes.
Inquiries. Oh!
Inquiries.
It seems still has this old objection sound.
Yes.
I thought it'd be like more fixed. Cause he always sounded a lot weirder. Like older. Like he's like less quality. Mr. Wright?
You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet.
What chances is this defendant spewing now?
Think. One of the cards had a different colored back.
40 minutes! I'm gonna stop that. Now we're gonna start again. Seriously, like, I just started again like about half a millisecond after I just stopped. I'm making these parts short. What the?
40 minutes is short. What?
Not for
Yes,
me.
that makes total sense.
My parts are almost like 40 minutes each. That's always how I play. Don't you wonder what it means?
Don't wonder what it means.
What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Using Dragon's right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous.
Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright has a talent for ridiculous.
He does.
Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear the facts about the game that fulfill the night.
Yes.
I think those are stuck. I wrapped them in. I have string. As was saying before, we altered between 2 decks of cards that night.
That was it before.
The 2 decks at the clubs have different color bags, blue and red. One color per deck.
Why use different color backs?
If we use the same color, the 2 decks might be mixed.
You used different colors, and they still got mixed up.
We used the red deck for the last game. I see, but that's odd. For some reasons, I have this impression that you were using the blue cards. Should I do like a Joker voice? That'd be hilarious. Why so serious?
Could you read that for me? My mouth's full.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I'm back. I'm sure something said that about the blue cards. Whatever, in the end, one card of the wrong color got into the mix. Which means there was quite a bit of cheating. I had a cracker in my mouth.
Assaulting.
No,
Yes,
no.
a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating.
Well, the saltine crack is a cracker sandwich. You know,
It's a saltine still.
yeah, it's a saltine.
It's still a saltine. I want some chips now. I want some
Well,
fish and- I want some steak and chips.
Crackers, and in the middle is cream cheese and chives. Delicious.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, cream cheese and chives sounds terrible, but it's amazing.
Sounds pretty good, yeah. Yet this card raises 2 serious questions.
Uh-huh.
About
Huh?
let's concern the first question, shall we?
I guess these are yours.
Uh-huh.
Don't forget you got a whole thing I'm gonna think for a paper where you turn them in my room.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Okay. Alright. Georgia Tech 1.
Yeah.
Think
Okay.
in the last game, where was the card swapped?
Oh yeah, you can still talk to her. My mother's in the room. She can't hear you.
I know. I just wanted to be quiet so they can all hear.
To listen.
Yes, to listen.
Oh.
I shouldn't be completely quiet.
Well,
Like
I
I
need
completely quiet at moments. I'm like all hyper.
sometimes you're like
I might still be my batons. I
Like
might still be my batons.
like one moment you're like then like the next half second you're like that.
This is all depressing music.
Do it. No, get
Shut
the
up.
depressing music.
Depressing music? Okay, I'll go get it real fast. I have to go here, music. Nope. Click the wrong button. Music. Add folder. No, song.
The song you always do whenever you join in.
Yes, it's usually so I can hear myself talk. So, yeah, there we go. I have to select a song. Well, there's only one song in the folder, jeez. There we go. There, very depressing.
Yes.
Let me turn it down a little bit so they can hear it still, but there we go. There are 3 builds possible here.
I mean broad.
Bruh. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder.
What do you want, Poppy? In a bit.
duct tape. I got tons of duct tape.
Coming down to play in just a minute.
About 35 minutes.
About 35 minutes. Not 30, but 35 minutes.
Very precise. Now please close my door back.
35 minutes and a half.
Well, yeah, thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. After I swallow a cracker. Of course, it was...
Oh. It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne. Or it might be not. Why is it when like the depressing music, I change my voice and tone? I'd like to hear about Apollo. What Apollo thinks first. Let's turn off the depressing music. Keep it
Damn it, Phoenix. Why? I'm eating. Stop it.
When do you think the cards were swapped?
After. How second after the murder. What's that? Ridiculous. What's the point of cheating at the hands have been shown? That's silly. Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? And I'll take silly over impossible. Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible. Oh, even when the back of the card is different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Oh!
Ah,
Oh!
quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question.
Go away, Coke. Yeah! I was draining it.
Was swapped after the hand were shown after the murder.
I freaking drained that Coke. I was like one shot made.
I do that all the time at school.
Like my trash can is like across the room and it's really small. I was like, ugh. It's like one just like aimless throw, not even really trying to make it, and I made it. Okay, I'm talking way too loud. I'm barely even talking. I'll do that. Okay,
Same
this
for
is
mine. I'm like
barely talking, and like you can, it's going all the way.
Yeah, because I have a really good mic.
So do
Oh,
I.
and I can hear myself now. Beautiful. I can hear myself and hear all my mistakes.
Who cares? You still sound great. Molestia, what do you want? Oh, I thought you said something. Darn it!
I really want to put this on Skype, but I'm not. I don't think you would let me.
Well, I wouldn't.
Ah, screw it.
What? I ain't looking.
Oh, did it transfer or is it broken still? Ah, it's broken still.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's broken still. I'm all sad.
You're so entertaining.
Yeah, I am. I'm all jumpy. I'm really hyper.
Going past stilling straight on to crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that?
Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us. Oh, yes, there's another. There's another? Yes, a simple, yet divine question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue one? Silence!
Who? The game of murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room, alive that is. Defendant Phoenix Wright and a witness, Olga Orley. Guess who was it that took the red card and blue? Someone else. So the card wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And well, it doesn't seem like it'd be Olga Orley either. What are you suggesting? That's probably a logical conclusion, I'll admit.
You don't even let me read the line, you just like, screw it.
Whenever I get in the midst of talking, I don't stop for a bit until I notice.
I don't stop.
Like in some things I have very fast reflexes for, like little thing sound like that, but I have slow reflexes for like reading. Yes,
Same.
yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right? Get off me! Yeah, I can believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card. Get off me!
And if the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious. Something you think like to share with us the court, Mr. Wright? Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was thinking how much fun all this is. Objection.
I'm how confusing. I have no idea what this thing is claiming, Your Honor. The one who stopped the car wasn't me, the defendant. I wasn't Miss Orley. Then who was it? Yeah, well, that's the question, isn't it?
Precisely.
Huh?
I believe we're all to see this case take a new direction. A new direction? We'll find indeed after the murder. You'll find someone swap one of the cards in the victim's hand. That is someone make two chemical mistakes.
Instead of house, we have to put my bar cup. No.
Oh, my laugh sounds completely weird, but I don't care.
I'm sure you're gonna tell us that the first was swapping the wrong code card.
Because the one who did the swap did not know two colors of the cards were being used. Yes. The other mistake was the number on the card.
Right. The person who plays the fifth ace with the king. I'm sure whoever shot it was expecting to be the fifth ace after all. And I just thought that the king of hearts right there kind of looks like he's committing suicide.
Yes, yes.
Cause like he has a sword right there at the back of his head. Although there's no ending popping out. So like, is he sticking his head or something, or is it just a knife?
It's probably a knife. All there you know was the game had been won with a full house.
I must get more crackers for more comedic mouthfulness.
So they pick up a cake from the table and swap it in. Objection.
But there's one problem. Of course, like this. I just like started taking a bite and I had to talk.
I went to go to my kitchen and now grab some goldfish just to have it in my room. Just
shove in your mouth and you have to talk or something. A quart rock paper. This person doesn't exist.
Order!
Oh gosh, okay. According to our case record, this person does exist, and I'll shove this half-eaten cracker back in my mouth now.
True, not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. Thought it more than a possibility. There was someone else there the night of the crime.
Whoa, what? What?
It was Oko the Butthole.
I believe the guy spoke truthfully earlier. Oh god, there's cracker everywhere. Go away.
This trial is pretty on one simple Assumption. Namely, that at the time of the incident, there was only 3 people in that room. I believe the new evidence, shall we say, overturn the problem is that you choose to assume this information from the court. I suppose that is a problem, yes? The court is ajar.
Or a brief
Mr. Graven, you'll see in your chambers during this increase.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Very well. The trial will resume in 20 minutes.
You know, I can literally keep this going for like the rest of the Let's Play if I want to. I have 40 packs of these crackers.
Oh my gosh, I wanna go get my goldfish now.
I literally have 40 packs of 6 cracker sandwiches, and so far I've only eaten 5. Actually, I've eaten 4.
We're gonna be here a long day.
I'm not gonna eat all of them. That was fun. Well,
What? I understand you.
that was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. Fucking flame. There was another person at the scene. I was climb like that.
Sandwich. Young sandwich.
I was Get the soup.
Well, now I think you would know the answer to the question. That question.
You mysterious, always. Sadly, I don't have time for mysteries. I only ask that you leave the defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome.
I'll see you haven't wallowed out one bit. Christian, yes.
Christoph.
Screw you. I don't care.
Oh gosh. I have to say, the funniest thing about this court and like the game, is just us commentating over it. Me and my mouthfulness, and you and your pronunciations.
Yes.
Justice.
My mispronunciations to everything. I wanted to do that. Everything I wanted to mispronounce. And
Justice.
stuff. This is just going to be us just messing around for a couple hours.
Yeah. Justice. Yes, sir.
Yes. You did well, Apollo.
Everywhere. It's so messy.
Keep my mouth shut. Keep my mouth shut. Crack. I was thinking. I'm thinking like really different cookie added.
I gotta freaking wipe this off. There's cracker crumbs all over my desk. It's on my keyboard. It's freaking on my computer screen, but they're dry, so it's fine.
How did you get on your computer screen?
Well, I'm like a foot from my computer, and I'm talking, and they're flying out of my mouth while I'm talking. Like, raw. Can I ask you something? Come on.
Oh, sure.
The locket you wear. Is that really yours, Mr. Wright?
You're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket? Here you can take a look at it. There's a picture of my daughter in there. It says, open the locket.
Yup, that's Chushi.
Wait a minute. She looks completely different.
I just surprised to hear you had a daughter.
Most people, perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. Yeah, you meet her way a lot. She's only
I'm guessing you do.
So she's 15 in this case.
Oh, I think she's probably like 17 or something. One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you
think?
Huh?
You know what happened even 7 years ago, what I did. Now, it's not reasonable for you to think I might cheat.
What did you do, forge evidence?
Shh. Oh, that's your line. I don't know.
I never, honest. But it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years.
You want to know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker.
And go fish.
Go fish. Yeah, go fish. Fish.
Molestia, fish.
I dare you to type that down. Fish.
Okay.
Fish. Not me.
Fish.
I said Molestia.
Fish.
In that way, it's a lot like a court case.
Poker, it's like trial law. Right.
figure out what your opponent is thinking, and you win.
I bet I can already tell Marcia's face right now. She's like, the fuck?
Go. I'm trying to be like really quiet at the same time, but like trying not to be. It's the weird mixture. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, and ooh, deck's up. Ooh, pretty. I'm messing around.
Ooh, pretty Fluttershy. Murdershy.
Ooh, I like Murdershy.
Oh, pretty Murdershy, you shall see him true.
I don't think they can see it.
Yeah, I bet they could. I think not.
I think not.
Huh?
Try as they might to control it. Everyone reveals they're true enough in the end.
They're true enough, not their thoughts.
Well, true enough. Why do I still have my pictures up? I'm just gonna close my picture. Now let me turn off the internet.
You turn off your internet.
The
You might be able-
body, that was loud.
Yep.
I'm really loud.
Their body language.
The body language can become a valid source of information. I have to turn it to its side so I'm not that loud.
You're kidding.
The witness and oh my gosh, I turned it wrong button. For instance, Miss Audley. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice that?
I noticed it.
I did. Just like the vibration of his bracelet usually, but he doesn't have his bracelet.
Yeah, he still does.
But it didn't go off. It's tricks.
It's because he never knew about it. I know by this part about how he just study can like know people that lying. I know like he said later in the game that he's informed about it, then his bracelet starts reacting. I bet he either ignores his bracelet or like just he doesn't activate until he is informed about it.
So when he thinks that they're lying, he's somewhat informed about it, it goes off.
Yeah. Or whenever he actually looks for it and sees it.
And then when he sees it through the second time. That's a secret to winning Apollo. His eye looks so messed up. Someone taught me, and now I press the secret onto you. I pass the secret. I press it onto you.
You know what's really freaking sad right now? My leg's really itchy, so I'm bringing out like the dullest knife in the whole house and just rubbing my leg with it out.
I have like 2 knives on me right now.
On the sharp edge. Like I can go like up and down like this. Not cutting anything, won't do anything. It's so dull.
My knives, you can't do that. I can do it. Like it's like really dull. No, you can do that.
You put it down and you like rub it side to side like that. It won't do anything. It's just so dull at that part.
I can actually put it on my finger, but like pressing down, like trying to slip my finger, I can't. Suicide. Demonstration suicide.
Yep.
You just don't.
You just don't to know it yet.
Don't know it yet.
What are you talking about? What you talking about?
But you will soon. Oh, I almost forgot one more thing about this case. You should know I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. Ah! Run!
What? I knew it.
I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed.
Later. What just happened? Ah, let's go. It's being weird.
No, you know what this reminds me of?
What?
The all shall be revealed.
Yeah.
When the doctor comes to Tringelo.
Yep.
The silence must fall in Apollo.
Ha.
I need you to be there defending me. I need your power. Your power!
I do it in my core, just be all that freaking special.
It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best.
I love that we take so long to do this, although we don't even care.
No, we don't even care about it anymore. We're just like going off. I'm gonna laugh if it stopped recording.
I know, I
'Cause
can't.
I can't see the picture.
What picture?
Usually when you have the broadcast thing up, I can see a little picture of what's going on.
About to say that.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know.
What's going on?
Peanut butter at a time.
Okay. Whatever.
Whatever. You gonna stop drinking.
No, I didn't stop recording.
Court will now reconvene. Yes, convene. Have our witness, Miss Ugly Orley, recovered?
Yes, Your Honor. She's regained consciousness. Perhaps we can hear her burst from the skin. That's the thing. You see, she's quite fatigued. You're looking a bit fatigued yourself.
You're looking a bit fatigued yourself.
Wait a minute, mouthfulness. Saturday fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. Take the stand orderly.
Very well. The witness will take the stand.
Hi.
Why so serious?
Perhaps you can read the name of the person. Or perhaps you have to admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser. No. Oh, ma'am. She's changed. She looks like a pirate now. I'll change her. No. Name dog Orly. That's the truth. I'm pro dealer. People call me Old Quick Fingers Orly.
Oh really?
Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian, and I'm last name sounds like oh really. There, that's the truth. Hope you're satisfied. She looks so different. Witness, you'll tell the court what really happened up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see?
Let me remind you that you are currently under oath plea. Oh, cool.
What do you want? I don't care. Come on.
Any further variation will be seriously consequent.
Fine.
Fine.
Done it. Like I said, I'm pro. That guy Smith had me do whatever I do best. What? I was playing at the Bulls Boat Club. Silver is proud of that night before the game. As a waitress. So you're in cahoots with the victim. As they need my help, Smith's away on a boat playing that circus. But winning wasn't the main purpose of the game. It was about destroying a legend, unbeatable things right. Playing was simple, elegant, really. You'll see, instead of trap sorts, I was playing a card in Smack's pocket, 4 whole hands, and then deal 5 aces during one of the games. When hands was revealed, simply call out him out and such right. You would then pull out the playing card and trap a snapshot. Who swapped the cards? Suppose the cheater knows on top of it, it would make a great double play. Just like that, legend would be dashed to pieces.
Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating was cost dirt on all his pro wins.
Send your legend, struggle one little card. That was the plan. That was the plan. Oh really, oh really? How tall? But it appears you've made quite a mistake.
A mistake? Mistake?
I agree, the trap was elegant. Yet, what happened to that planted card? Hey, that's right! You're lucky, you give him that. If you're still free from trapping by old fingers only.
Oh, really? The witness would much cuter and if she disguised was a evil mastermind Stick.
Cute must be cute. I ain't cute. I'm bad. Hear me? Bad.
When you thought being bad, perhaps you could testify to this cult. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung. Itch my ear.
Traps. Not playing the card like I was supposed to. Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Just searched him, but playing the card was not found. Trap failed. Next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It's supposed to be Mr. Smith, and no die. Good, no good, cheating, spend it.
It's really a frank testimony that will lead.
I was mostly in the dark. Sorry. I'm used to Skype lag.
I try to go a little slower so if it does lag, it's not too much.
You said you was going to spend some time on your coffee. You need to do that. And
Yes,
you
35
also,
minutes later.
Wait a minute. Let me finish.
I'm listening.
You'd also told your daddy you were going to see what movie was on and call and let him know so he could buy tickets. It's already after 4.
I will. I will.
Well, it's already after 4, so he needs to call and get them.
I know.
And you need to take a bath and wash your hair.
I know, Mommy.
You don't know all that.
I know all of it. Now I do. Now I know. I know him now.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Just ruins everything. Look who's talking.
Well, the testimony for what it's worth, it's all yours, Mr. Justice, Miss Justice, yes.
Would just like her. Who needs criminals? And oh yeah, Myth Freeman. Who do you think is the murderer so far?
Don't know.
Me either. But I'd say.
Usually it shows in the beginning.
Yeah, but this one it isn't. It's more. This game's a lot harder. Okay. What I have
something harder.
What I have to say is, so far, Christoph Gavin seems to get a little bit more paranoid all of a sudden, hasn't he? Like he's like something is happening to him. And he also had to go see the judge. So my suspicions are starting to lay on him. Anyways, go. I want to finish like Mr. Wright. Who needs prosecutors? The best bait traps. Clarence got like I was supposed to. The light rushed last hand, just like he was supposed to. Smith searched him. No, he won the last hand. He won the last hand. No.
Got it.
He lost. He won the hand. At least I get the
Hold it.
At least I get the penalizers back. Disappeared. Yeah, my trump card. 5 hearts. Gone without a trace. Poof, zippo. Search every nook and cranny. Even inside his cute little hat. The card was nowhere to be found, is this correct? Never in my long, storied career. Never with viewers only been so readily duped.
Oh, really? So what happened to the 5 of hearts?
Don't look at me. Why don't you ask that cheating line to his defendant? So the 5 of hearts still missing in action.
Am I?
Wait, isn't that a little odd? What's odd? You searched Mr. Wright, found nothing. Which means he didn't cheat. Which means he had no reason to strike the victim. What? Oh. Oh!
Don't.
Wait, what was that just now? I sensed something. Something wrong, Mr. Justice? No, nothing, Your Honor. Do should I press her a little harder? Quit it!
Press it real hard.
Mr. Earl, you're hiding something. What are you talking about? I'm gonna break my camera. I something. I defensive fighting for basic accusations. I have one question for the witnesses then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Wright hit him. My own eyes, I saw it. It's this weird vibe I'm getting. The witness, for instance, was Orly. She would touch the back of her neck.
Regarding the parts of her testimony. Did you notice it?
Touching her neck, wasn't it? Oh, what the heck is this?
Am I on drugs?
The music is inverted and weird. I like it.
I'm on drugs again.
What's going on? Sensation. Coming into focus. There, that twitch, it's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit like I couldn't before.
Perceive.
Oh, that sound. Ah. Miss Orly, perhaps you're unaware of this yourself. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. My neck? So what? What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. She says that part of her testimony, she is consciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory, and she touches her neck. Sure of it. Memory? Which was so this
is highly unusual, but let's ask the defendants.
A question. Let's ask him a question while shaking an axe to his head. But like a pyro.
You claim the witness is redeeming something. Remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us.
Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. It's a void reminder mostly of the moment of the crime. Miss Orly, whenever you call the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I noticed it happen whenever you think about the moment of the crime. But there's some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an irreversible impression in her neck is this. Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. What reminds us more of that moment than this bottle, the murder weapon? I seriously guessed. I was like, I see this, I must click it, present.
It said weapon. I could have thought of that. It said weapon.
Yeah, I was like, weapon.
What other weapon was there than the bottle? I was thirsty.
But something doesn't fit. If you were only the witness to crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you were in pain? What's talking to me now? Why is he saying my last name? It was Mr. Smith, the victim who was hit. Not you. Just stop talking before I break my camera. Cross-examine not across wild conjecture. Witnesses have it. They're completely irrelevant. Justice, I'll admit, I'm a bit confused myself. It's certainly a unique cross-examination. I'll explain later, just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Miss Orly, please testify in any detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment. Yet, I ain't knowing nothing. We know you're not Russian.
The witness will testify, please, now.
Ah, fine.
Where does the plate go?
That I shall say no to. I still say no to this. He's going to the outlet of a site that the cops got there. I'm presenting his phone. Objection! Do it! So earlier we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you just said. I presented the phone just because that was the only thing I could think of that actually made sense. Because think of it. What else would have made sense?
Don't know.
You know, why is this still going like this, like this, but there's nothing in the background? Like the like this part, like the background, like computer noise. There's no sound, but it's still saying something. Who cares?
It could be mine.
Yeah.
I don't hear mine.
It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. Stop it or I'll break my camera. And I know the defendant left the room, climbed up the stairs, and made that phone call within the first word of the Sports Bowl Club. Ah! So explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant while I eat a thing of crackers. When I left the room earlier. Eek! I shall make things fall and take many pictures. Did you break? And I picked up the bottle and swung it that night. Wasn't the defendant. Alright. Shut on time. Alright, G. Check the pockets. Now! It's gone! The card's gone! You lose. Listen, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to right. And he hit me. Some master cheating you turned out to be. No wonder I said eek. Not only the girl would say eek. When I came to, the victim was already dead.
The victim was already dead. It isn't it. That is.
That's why I couldn't be who I really was. Came out that I was in league with the Smith. I'd be a suspect for sure.
Well, where does this leave us?
Madness. This is madness. I'm dreaming. No. This is Sparta.
This is. No.
No. This is objection. Objection.
Is
Objection kick. Ugh.
hold it. This is hold it.
This
By the way,
is
this is
gotcha.
like 41 minutes, and by the way, just to let you know,
I don't care.
don't care.
Husband who hits the bottle, imagining all this, I'm having too much fun. Because our prosecution has his wits end.
Has his wits end, and frequently he doesn't blame him. He can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events?
Gavin, sir, I believe that as the defense in this case, you're not the defense, I'm the defense. You're compelled to call Miss Orley a big, fat liar. What? They were in that room with the night of the murder, the defendant, victim, and her. And she has a motive. A motive? A plot foiled, witness got into an argument with her client, Miss Smith. And the only that argument was murder. But I didn't, I'm no killer. It's a trap. It's like a frame.
What tangled web when we practiced to deceive. So tangled we caught ourselves too precise. Mr. Right? Such a history confliction.
It's not like you, Kazak, Gavin. What are you saying?
Why is it confident on other possibilities? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder.
Right, Mr. Wright said it before recess.
A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know two color of the cards were being used. A fourth person.
Objection! Fourth person doesn't exist.
That's why I declare to bring this case to court. Here were there no escapes, no chances to description. Deception. A perfect place to catch a real criminal. A real criminal. And luck. A clue to the real criminal identified was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less.
What?
Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about.
Sorry. Remember what I said?
Remember what I said. There's a fourth person who swiped the cards made one critical error.
He or she wasn't cutting the color of the backs of the cards.
Right. But who could such obvious mistake occur? The card used for the last game were red. Yet, there, excuse me, there is one person here in our courts who thought these cards were blue.
Yeah, I had that impression too, but why?
Well, Miss Apollo, think you can figure out who it was. I know who it is. I know who it is.
It's not me. Why you? It's not me, I swear. I think I know who it is as well.
Who do you think?
Who's this fourth
Who
person?
is this fourth person? Let's hear what the defense has to say who it was. Who thought the cards in the final game were blue?
Who do you think it was?
Gavin.
I couldn't
Because
agree
he
with you.
said, he said,
I couldn't
they
agree
were
with
blue.
you. I couldn't agree with you even more.
You don't question Miss Logic. As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair. As I move my mic up.
I was right. Christoph Gavin.
You were the fourth person that night.
Of course, Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards.
How would he? As you see, the pictures of the crime scene is in black and white. Like that. I think looks cool. You can't tell the cards are blue. The ones on the floor or on the table.
But look, you can see the colors in this photo.
Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was before the evidence came into light.
It is true that the defendant was gagged out of a game of poker and then the victim. It was only that a game in the pure sense. A competition, Your Honor. A competition. Yes, test of wits, chilling clutch of passions. From the cards, the backs breathe in blue flame. Know the final outcome.
Well, Krista.
What? Why to freeze? Why to freeze? Don't catch GBA.
Just trying to think. It's your line. Yeah.
Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Gavin. Is something the matter?
No, nothing. Excuse me, it was just so sudden. Right? You aren't seriously accusing me, are you?
Christoph. You know, even I'd never take a joke this far.
This is insanity. Excusing his foot. That's attorney of murder. It's stupid.
I assume you I'm quite sane. Sane.
Oh.
Sane. I had to say it wrong because I'm not sane. I had to say Shane.
What the connection?
I wasn't aware that I did a connection to Mr. Smith either.
But Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met.
Well, what if they have? There is a possibility after all. They may have met right that night before the game started. I clicked the wrong button. What are you suggesting? What are you suggesting? Oh, sweet Jesus!
That's right. The defense would like to request that you testify to the court.
Objection.
Nope. Mr. Gavin, this must relate to the case. How can anything happen before the game of poker be related? As it is. Not.
Well, I'm not sure I follow Mr. Gavin. Mr. Bond.
As claimed before, the defense believes that Miss Orley.
I am assuming you're speaking for Mr. Justice in this. He is the defense, not you. I'm looking up Facebook right now. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you.
Okay.
Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony? What is...
It was a strategy. And I want to see it. Yes. What?
Something on Facebook I'm
What?
looking at. Oh my
Basically,
gosh.
I'm gonna like shorten all these. What? Why? Sorry, I want the truth.
Very well, the defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please. Oh, you suck!
You don't have to for this, the testimony.
I'm doing it. Deal with it.
Okay, you can say the testimony, but not the cross-examination, because I'm gonna like spam through all of it.
Yeah. That event, Mr. Crawford and I had dinner. We sat at the table in the photograph. Jimmy Shim walked in 5 minutes after Crystal left. When the trap, quote-unquote, failed, Sim hit the witness. The girl was knocked out cold, and Mr. Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on the forehead. His forehead. That's when I made another call to the police to defend Attorney Gavin. Mr. Gavin, you were at the Black Bowl Club that night of the murder.
Borscht.
I dined with him after rather and I cannot say things today. Question. This is why I don't read fan fiction. I really, what the? Frequently. Rather frequently.
And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder.
Quite against my will, I will become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him.
You're running this all along, weren't you, Mr. Wright? That's because you want to drag me into a little murder trial.
The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then and now.
I thought my office was doing you a favor when it took on your defense.
Books.
It appears that I was wrong.
Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Testimony.
Justice.
Books.
Sir, he's lying, and you're going to expose him. Understood, sir. Scammers, Mr. Wright. This cannot end well. Why can't I have a normal thief? Give me a trial. Normal trials are boring. Hold it. Yeah! It actually holds. It actually does my mic. But I know why you call Mr. Gavin. It's obviously
I'm
not.
involved in rather sticky affair. My foot and sleep. And I kinda offered that law office would give me a friend rather for my defense fees.
Bet you tend to pay.
Oh, I pay in full. Friends. It was I who got you involved after all.
And the passage is quite high, my good friend. Quite high. Is that the truth Mr. Wright was talking about? Justice, you know what to have to do. He's lying. Expose him. Now. Yes, sir. I had to think, was Miss Wright trying to tell me with this testimony? Truth has to be in there somewhere. You didn't Kristoff and I identity. It says on the table with photograph. You walked in. Trap held. It's waitress. It's called the police. I don't know what to do. Help.
Excuse me. Rhapsody.
You know, I made this one 15 minutes longer. That's pretty awesome. Good going in off right here because I have to go do crap. Anyways, okay, we'll see you next time. And we are back! Circle, defense turn again. Cool. Oh my gosh. The background. Choice. Raphael Smith hit the waitress. What? About this failed trap. What? Okay, I'll replace it. Fine. Want me to? Hey.
I'll be right back.
Entertain people while I BRB.
I'll be back. I'm gonna get some goldfish.
You can stop entertaining now. Miss Freeman? It seems he left or he's coming back. Seems we both BRB'd. Trap earlier mentioned. The plan was simple, elegant really. You see, set up traps and sorts. I was to plant a card in Rat's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of the games. When the hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search right. He would then pull out the planted card, and his trap would snap shut. Oh no. You spoke the card! Ah. Just like that. Listen to these guys' excuses.
Yes, a harmful plank in essence. It was by a quick of fate that I happened to discover it.
Work?
It happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card.
Card you planted.
Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was a 5 of hearts. I was feeling something might happen so I disposed of the card before the game. Disposed where? There was a empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle.
Empty bottle of grape juice. Murder weapon! Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in.
I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass made it hard to see. A battle of the wits between the discoverer and the one would be discovered.
I mean deceived.
Deceived. Screw you. That sounds traffic trauma. Traffic.
That's strange. Let's visit in their investigation. Maybe I'll take a look.
Mr. Wright, the poker head of Courtroom N3, approves of this battle of the wits.
Good at showing this time.
Please receive your testimony with the new information. Great. I discovered the trap during the game and disposed of the card. Disposed of the card in the bottle.
But May?
Yes.
I don't see any card in the bottle.
No? What, Mr. Wright? Suddenly, quote unquote, it's all you. You have to say for yourself, isn't? I can't say that I know what happened to the card. I put it in the bottle, however. That bottle, however.
Huh? Gavin's getting mad.
Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client.
My apologies, Your Honor. I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. Look inside that bottle. There was nothing. So what's going on? Was Wright hoping us again? Or did the card just disappear?
In any case, please continue with the cross-examination. I'm afraid to discover the conference call for the discovered evidence.
And oh yeah, if you want to know how long I've been playing so far, basically the time of the Skype basically says it, except it moved like 20 minutes.
20 minutes or so, yeah.
Push him harder, Justice. Break him! Just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO. I don't want to hurt someone! Why do I get the feeling we're not on the client side anymore? Oh, I definitely see it. They'd even cut off an eye at dinner. We shot at the table in this photograph. 5 minutes of the left. So crushed to dispose of the card in the bottle. Okay. Ghost not that cold. Sniffles uncontrollable. I'll have to call the police. When I turned, he was dead. Let's just cut in his forehead. That was when I gave the coin call for. Let's turn to Gavin. Put a hold now. Wind the bottle. I received my opponent's hit immediately. I used to entrapment, you see. Oh. Hello?
I'm used to entrapment. You see, I knew what was coming. So you struck first. I like that. I know every trick in the book. They don't work on me. Okay. At least when you got lucky and struck your hand in your pocket, that they didn't. They don't. I have goldfish too. The girl was knocked out cold, and Mr. Smith was unconscious. I left to call the police. Uncontrollable.
Well, you already said that.
Oh well. Will I just keep reading for you? Oh no.
Thank you. I'm done now.
My cell phone didn't get a single down. A signal down in the hydro. Yes.
Anyone else on the first floor at the time?
My soul. It was the middle of the night after all. So there is no darkness. In the darkness restaurant, I called the cops. After making the call, I returned to the hydrant out. Yeah. It didn't seem right to leave the injured witness alone.
Me waitress.
Waitress. I dropped my goldfish.
No, pick it back up.
5 second rule. 5 seconds, but who cares? I'm done, by the way, but.
Okay.
I'm done, by the way, but.
I touched him from Clatton's forehead. Hold it! When you returned, the victim was already dead.
Yes, I admit I was a little startled when I walked in. A little? He was bleeding from his forehead after all.
It's a bit hard too if I walked into a scene like that.
No.
I said hold to that. I said hold to this. 5 minutes. So the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time.
That would have been a faultful encounter, to be sure.
Oh, Mr. Right. What was it you said? Christoph Gavin and Shady Smith may have met.
I believe I did say that.
Here I was unnervous about the meeting. Now hereby they which passed by in the hall.
That does seem a little weak as a prevent from murder.
What would be?
It would be if that was all that really happened.
Come on, Mr. Wright. What are you hiding this time? Dining with Mr. Gavin?
Yes, he dined with me at the Balsam Bowl Club quite frequently. We are enjoying as a usual dinner at our usual spot as usual. I always sit eating at the table closest to the piano. I see where Mr. Smith was sitting.
So the plates and such on the table from your dinner?
Indeed. I rid of my meal with Christian. He dined for 2 hours, then Christian left after that.
What do I do? Those are the card and the bottle. Alright. What do I do next? I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna tell me about it. Oh, it did something. Okay.
Yes.
What? It's skipping. Oh. I already did this objection.
Excuse me. Rhapsody.
So what do we do next?
Don't know.
I'm looking it up. Let's go on part 8. I'm killing all of this crap, so I don't have any copyrights. Okay.
Wrong one.
What? How'd you get him to say that?
Magic. Physics.
Offer decisive evidence. Oh. Push him harder, Justice. Break him. Set him in the table in the photograph. Alright. She spent fucking 5 minutes after the Christoph left. Discover the trap during the game. Dispose of the card in the bottle. Alright? What'd you present? Crime scene. I'm dumb.
Objection!
Mr. Wright, if I may. Miss Freeman?
Yes.
Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead.
A good point.
Justice! Next time to point out an existing, put a little more oomph into it.
Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court? I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put that hat on his head.
Eh?
You put the hat on the dead man's head? He wore it throughout the whole poker game. Shining bright just like in this photograph. And I picked his hat off the floor and put it on his head.
Why would you do a thing like that?
All I can say is I'm sorry. But that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene.
So Miss Orley didn't see it? Being the victim's his head.
I think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head.
Here we go again. Mr. Gavin? Pardon. It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case. Hey, still a client, isn't he? I believe that's enough of that. Mr. Gavin? This witness testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago.
Well, you certainly have an quaint way of treating your client, Tavard. I never knew.
I believe it was you who threw the first stone. Mr. Wright, if you don't tell the truth about this case, it's now or never.
Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. When I noticed the trap, I put the card into the bottle into the dissolve of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had reasons for doing that as well. A reason? That reason is right here. Your
cell phone?
That's that night. Recalled that I spoke with the defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation.
What's this?
Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't pay it back for the cult. Kenneth, I see to be in a bit of trouble.
What's this? Game not going well?
Something like that.
Did the one who challenged you turn out to be good?
He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him hard.
You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china plate? It wasn't you, was it?
Me, please. The cop should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. should it come to that.
Bone china plate?
A kind of poklin, very soft and shiny, and not plate. A plat.
Pate.
Pate. I believe he was inferred to a certain gentleman's blinding forehead. Balding. The court approves the defense direct and not inner of my forehead.
Wait a second. Something's not right about that phone call. So after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club.
Most certainly.
Then how did he know? Where did you see this bone china plate? Oh,
That's right. Yes.
Ah, crap.
What?
Wait a minute. My earphones fell into my head.
Into your head. That was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Trouble, I returned to the crime scene. And when I spotted Mr. Sight's head again, I realized what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court. Especially how did you come back your privilege knowledge of the victim's head?
So, this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on.
Your point, Mr. Gavin.
It's coming down to this, hasn't it, Phoenix Wright?
Order! I will have order. Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. You are prepared to hear defense attorney's Gavin's testimony.
As the prosecutor, very well.
Very well. We'll break for 10 minutes. After which, Mr. Gavin will take the stands for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on this?
What do you need? Hey, what do you need? Thank you.
Very well. This will be the final result for this day. For the day.
Okay.
This day.
Alright.
Does your scalp feel better with that new shampoo?
Yeah.
You like it better than the other?
Yeah. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber.
There you
Who
go.
would have thought today would turn out like this? Thanks.
You're welcome.
I bet this is the daughter. May I? That's Trissy.
Yeah, it is.
What?
Actually, it doesn't look too much different now.
Hello, sir. Please, take a card. So, what's all this about? What's all this about? Is this one okay? Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You need a trump card to make it. A trump card? The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That is all. An ace. Where do I remember that card from? This hand isn't the aces in my hands too. It's 5 aces in all. It is true. I have seen the 5th ace. They was cheating as fair as you. Missing 5th ace. Wait, splotch of red. Is this blood? The other trump card. It's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. Father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. This bloodstained card is my trump card for finding the truth. And Glasses, what are you doing? Thank you. I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl. I'd seen her recently. But where? That's when I made the connection. Bloody Ace added the court record. April 20, 24 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Court now read.
Recondition. Treat me now. Defense attorney Christopher Gavin, will you please take the stand? Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. The witness state his name and occupation. Is this false necessary, Your Honor?
Believe me, far stranger things have been gone on in this cult.
Fine, I'll play along.
First, there's one thing we need to make clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat?
My secret, I'm guessing, means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald. Forget my curiosity. What is about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it. I will. Miss Freeman?
I would call it Mr. Gavin. Iteration, Mr. Gavin.
Inordinate. This is the old music in Phoenix Wright. It's like an older music from Phoenix Wright that they're all adopting because Phoenix Wright said something.
Mr. Wright?
What do you think you're doing, Wright?
Well, things sure look different from this other side. You know what I mean. Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taking it off, except for that one time.
That one time, maybe when he was hit.
Oh.
Mr. Wright returned from reporting crime. Hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to be the crime scene of the crime and the time of the crime. In other words, you'd have to be the real killer, is what you're trying to say.
Not bad, Apollo. Why so serious? Mr. Gavin?
I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court. What? Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet I'm afraid in the current situation I see little reason to hide anything. Very well, allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night.
Finally, you may begin your testimony. Tell us, how were you in the events of that fateful night?
That fateful night. The rage I sensed that man that night trolled me, so I turned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. Must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, and he appeared in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright, holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that it was not the best place for me to be at the time, and so I left. That's when I called came from Wright. So what was the murder? I missed the next moment of the dead.
Mr. Gavin, may I redeem you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team? Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client.
Disadvantageous.
I'm sorry. What else Nope, that's your line.
What else could I say? I'm sitting on the witness stand after all.
So you are Mr. Gavin. So are you, Mr. Bain. And you may have to testify as you just did. You have to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through a little window.
Mr. Wright?
You have to say that. Because that was the only possible window of opportunity, right, Apollo?
Bad pun. Oh!
Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant.
Mr. Justice, are you...
Mr. Justice, are you prepared?
Yes, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm going to outguess Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. Trouble me, so I returned to the club. Went down to the basement and peeked through the little window to the hideout. It's our diagram we can see. It's our diagram! Look at the diagram or something. Guess not. It's been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead and he has appeared in the photo. Bald head, conscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that I was not the best placement, so it'd be the time. So I left. That's when the call came from Wright. It's gonna be a problem for you to cross-examine your own boss. I'm fine. I was at the top and never to pull punches in a cross-examination. It was you, Mr. Gavin. I learned from watching you. Why, yes you did.
Oh, yes, you did.
Ermagerd! What the heck?
What are you doing?
I don't know. What happened? I don't even know.
I don't
Move
even
out of the way. What's happening? Ah! Shut up! What is happening? Where is it? Where? Here it is. Okay. I'm gonna just say hold it to this. It was the only people seen the crime? Ah, that's weird. Yes, as far as I can tell at least. Then we were back here where we started. Games up light! What are you doing? You're being weird! Stop it! The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police? 2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend. It could have been something else at the moment of the crime. Justice, I just said what I saw someone, not a soul. But that goes against what Mr. Wright said. Ah, yes, the mysterious 4th person. Who could be the real killer, I suppose?
Glad to see you are agreeing, Mr. Gavin.
Let me pose a question, then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap the cards in the victim's hand? Perhaps you can show the reason why such a thing would be necessary? How can I show something I can't find myself? Remember, Apollo, card that was swapped out of the 5th ace. 5th ace, right. Mr. Justice, the question of why the killer was swapped out of the card has been raised. Can you point to a reason? Why, yes, I can. It's now or never. And I would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out. Go ahead and point out the reason, Mr. Justice.
Okay. Why did the killer take the 5th ace?
My reason is, this. Is that an ace?
Why? Why is it got blood on it? Right next to the spade.
What? Oh, he's getting mad. This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? Why?
Could this be the missing 5th ace?
Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card? Well, that's the thing. Mr. Gavin's so upset. It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl.
Oh, that card. It's mine. That is... This is... I picked it up at Bruce Bokel. I cannot read it. That night after the murder had occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Our cards are her stock in trade, after all.
No, impossible, unacceptable. The court can't accept this as evidence. It's a fraud. Fraud?
A fraud? How can you be so sure?
What?
I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Allow me to invent. What if this trace of blood was the reason?
Reason for...
For the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime. Where are you going with this? Take another look at the photo and look at the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell to the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down to the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? I
suppose.
The killer then took the card to hide the blood.
Regardless, that evidence is non-permissible.
Oh?
Right, regardless of how he wasted the last 7 years, you should be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime is and how to conceal evidence.
Oh, we can discover the final point of our legal system later. That's important now is that you answer our question.
What are you talking about?
Now, you want to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now I have told you. That one drop of blood would have been discovered evidence she see.
This base is conjecture. Faceless.
R assumes you're in quite basted.
What?
It's amazing really. How a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo?
Yes.
Try picturing the crime scene of the scene of the crime in your head. We'll call a three-dimensional plane. The murder took the place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table. And before the killer swapped a card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one discerned problem with the scene. Well, what's that? Let's keep it simple, shall we? Give that there was a drop of blood on a card. Who positioned in this diagram doesn't fit? The victim, the killer, the witness, or the second witness? Whose position doesn't fit the body?
Isn't the victim's position the problem?
I don't follow your logic, Mr. Justice.
Well, look. The victim was struck on the head, sending him back in his chair. You'd think any blow would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him.
Ah,
Take a look on the photo again. If he bled in this position, blood would have fallen on the floor, not on the cards.
why, that's right. So what does this mean? Incredible. We were sitting in several chairs.
Swivel chairs. Oh man.
Apollo, try turning the chair around. The chair was facing the other way.
It would have to be. So as soon as the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table.
When Mr. Wright returned from the information to the police, which way was the chair facing? When I came back to the room, the body was facing as seen in this photo.
I mean, the killer turned
You're
the chair
genius.
back around.
Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. We know the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. But this creates another cellular contradiction.
Contradiction.
That's what I was about to say.
Again?
Let's test your result skills again, shall we? Apollo, which location on this diagram contains our new understanding of the crime? The victim, the killer, the witness, or the second witness?
The location commits a contradiction. I say the killers. The victim was struck in the front, correct? Indeed.
Indeed. Well. You don't have the scheme bited, did you?
Nope.
Nope. I have mine key bited.
Anyways, keep going.
It's you.
Oh, it is. I thought it was Phoenix.
It's you.
Well, wouldn't it be hard from the killer to hit him from the front, sitting where his indicator currently is?
I would think it'd be quite hard, yes.
Guess what we were saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of a game?
I believe a certain reason will soon come to light.
What?
There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Apollo, if the victim was struck while sitting as shown here, where would assume would be standing? Try making it what?
Mark it on the diagram, sorry.
Okay.
What? But there's no one to put a mark where the killer should be.
Don't worry, let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing towards the wall at the time of the at the time of the crime. And that would only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about something else. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike the front?
Killer had to be central. Here. You get points for flair, but that's all about you get. Ugh, I got something there too. I need to point out that standing there would be pretty impossible. The victim was facing a solid cupboard. Were you claiming the killer climbed in the cupboard and hit it from above? Ah.
A simple logic, really. Think about what the only place the killer could have been standing. Then take means that at the very moment of the crime. It's you.
Wait, I know. At the moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there.
What? This is now. What? This now?
I mean,
though, that's the only explanation, right, Gavin? Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I suggest for the defense. I have suggested for the defense. We should approach to examine the cutting board and the hideout immediately. Belford, send a team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to move the cupboards. Oh, Your Honor? What is it? What? There's one more thing men should look for. Please give this to Biffin. Yes. Yes, I see. You do belong in the cult after all, Mr. Wright. I do my best.
it's just a crap
Drop something.
of text.
Well, don't forge already here while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. The killer has been standing here at the time of the crime. Then this cupboard wasn't here, which means Apollo, try moving the cupboard. Thank you. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it has been shown as here. Now everything is in place according to the moments of the crime. Oh my.
Oh,
What's this?
my.
My. I don't know why I did it like all quietly. What
No,
is
Fluttershy, that one moment. Oh,
No.
my.
Oh my. That's
What
kinda
is-
hilarious. I have Flutterbot on my other screen. Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we're filing yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact.
Huh, oh, dang.
Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly incorrect in the logic condition. Now then, Mr. Justice, point out the new contradiction in just.
You're not Bane.
I know. I want to be Morgan Freeman. Can I be Morgan Freeman?
Fine.
Which introduction in this
Ow!
diagram convince what know about the crime scene?
Fine. Present.
You didn't select the right item.
About this cupboard. Aren't we all okay with assuming it was moved?
Sure, why not?
It was. Something really doesn't fit. Cupboard completely covered up the window to the stairs.
Ah,
That's right. Someone
Oh.
standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What? What did you say? I saw it twitch my face. Did
I see it. I see
it?
Twitch, Twitchy Twitch, Twitchy Twitch, Twitchy Twitch, Twitchy. Oh, isn't that the coolest defense in the West? Lose his cool. So you're lying, dude.
Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right?
It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. I want to say Mr. Bond. And someone was while the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Excuse me, Your Honor!
Looking faces, 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 faces.
Order! Order is a court of law, and I will have order.
We just now received word from our investigate team from the Borscht Bowl Club. They've examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor. Oh.
Oh, and what did they find?
Well, Your Honor, turns out there's a secret passage behind it.
What?
What?
I think it's moment for them. Oh yes, I believe I mentioned something of the sorts before. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. Okay, I'll say it. I'm not going to try to do voice acting because I'm not good at voice acting. I do remember him saying something about this, now that he mentions it. A secret passage is handy thing to have when you encounter an illegal thing.
Yep.
Going on. Never known when you might need to duck away from eyes of the law.
Those are my secret passage. Where does it go?
The other side connects to the restaurant. To the restaurant above.
I really like the music.
The underworld bosses could get away from the cops.
So the boss of hell?
No, the bosses of the Nether. Enjoy a cold bowl of racha, no doubt. Which is just like our killer. You see what your line of simple result had led us Apollo.
I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was only off his head for the few minutes between Mrs. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could see the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin? Go on, say something.
Well, Mr. Bond. Dare I ask, what really happened that night?
Actually, I think we probably figured it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, Oculus had a date with Mr. Smith, a date with Destiny. There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then a chance came, and he took it.
My throat's so dry.
Oh, the order was out cold, struck him Mr. Smith. But the time is soon to come. Mr. Wright went to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shader Smith alone in the hideout with the incautious dealer. The killer stepped out from the secret passage into the hideout.
The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. Around. After the death was done, the crime must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. The single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime.
Too bad for him he didn't linger longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor. And the fact that they were all red. Oh, they did something. Well,
Well,
it
it seems this trial has taken another turn. I'm truly sorry. I have to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. Grave.
Mr. Gavin? Mr. Payne!
Mr. Payne.
Oh. Yeah! Yes, Your Honor.
The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared for any what is up with my mind right now? I
Of
can't
all
read.
suspicion.
Suspicion.
Warg.
I believe when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin.
Erp.
But I'm afraid currently calls for me to incur a warning for your arrest immediately. Objection!
Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to see what just a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand.
Well, your point, Mr. Gavin?
Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken for such a low-grade parlor trick.
Excuse me?
The defendant is cleared of all suspicion. This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright has proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use legal evidence to put the blame on someone else. And not anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney.
Oh, legal evidence? Objection! Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin. Is there still any reason at presenting to suggest me of wrongdoing?
Of course, this bottle, for instance. The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking. How do you tend to explain anyway the fingerprints on this murder weapon? And not just any fingerprints. Am I right, Mr. Payne? Actually, yes, the fingerprints on the bottle were, upside down. I seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court, in this case, demanded an explanation. I can think of only one reason why you would hold the bottle upside down, and that is to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor?
I see how the catfish swims to the last. Well, Apollo?
Yes?
Your boss seems awfully convinced about this bottle still. But I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation just like that.
Yeah, just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down, other than to
Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation it was legitimate one.
Is it really another?
Take another look at the court record.
Okay.
I'm breaking the fourth wall. I'm breaking the fourth wall. I believe you'll find a simple answer there in plain sight.
How about you just say the answer in plain words?
I can't be that way. What's fun? It would be hastily to deserve a verdict with unanswered questions, indeed. Well, Mr. Justice.
Mr. Gavin said that this court and this case demand an explanation. Don't worry, justice won't leave until justice is done.
Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten you entrant the cult. What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints on the bottle were upside down?
I think I have something. Actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair. Excuse me, on the floor? Yes, now reach down and pick it up, without getting out of your chair. See, you actually go and pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down.
Yeah.
Look at this photograph taken on the night of the murder. Yep.
Oh yeah, you
The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here. Now playing bottles and piano juice on the... What?
Piano juice. Piano
Playing-
juice. I want piano juice. Give it to me.
Playing piano. Bottles of grape juice on the floor. To the side of his piano. Which, what was that? He would have naturally picked up the bottle and upside down several times.
Wow, I can't believe it. What? It was that simple.
Yep.
Recall our dinner that evening, Kristen. I was dining my usual juice then, too.
Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed. But then you must have remembered. So then you went and picked up the other bottles from under the piano. My hair's dry! My hair's dry! My hair is dry!
I hope it is!
You twitched the bottles.
Let me finish drying your hair.
No, my hair is dry.
Thomas,
It is.
get up. Let me finish drying your hair. So it looks good. You're going with your daddy. Then you need to brush your teeth and you need to get dressed.
It's dry.
You got 2 seconds.
No, seriously, it's dry. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. Switch the bottles! You took one of... Oh my... I'm free! Breath, make the world happen. Yeah, that's what he did. Order!
Order! What do you have to say to these changes, Mr. Gavin?
Fascinating. So this is legendary Tony's famed tactic of misdirection. Huh? You claim that I switched the bottle. Where is your proof? Bro! Well, this is a thought, what basis conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty.
I won't be so sure about that.
Huh?
Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation? Ah, yes. I have your memo about that here. Receive the bottle from under the piano at the Bush Bowling Club. And here's one of the bottles in question.
What you gonna dust up fingerprints too? I'd be surprised if anyone that, but his scam probably wouldn't make that an honest mistake. True. The bottle won't bear a trace of anything.
Say, Apollo,
Yes.
why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle?
But why?
Just honor me. Humor me.
Mr. Wright.
That bottle will solve this case once and for all.
What? That's some bottle.
Do you know what you're looking for?
The card! There's something inside the bottle. What's this? The card. It can't be.
Call that unhusband woman testimony for a moment. Yolanda.
Oh.
Yolanda. Yes, a little wimpy. What?
Devachka.
Devachka.
Planted the card like I was supposed to, and Wright lost his hand, just like he was supposed to. And Smith searched for him. But the planted car was gone. The shot failed. Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in this piece of testimony?
I happened to put my hand into my pocket and found a card. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was a 5 of hearts.
Oh my gosh, I'm not free. Nope, nope.
I have a
I don't
feeling
want any
something
money.
might happen, so disposed?
Where?
There was an empty bottle of grape juice I have been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle. The 5 of hearts.
Huh?
This is the card.
Why? Hello? Why? Okay, we go ahead and could you please go away. You know what? I'm gonna get there's so many tiny little parts just because of my mother. I'm going to combine all these videos into one huge video of this case 1. This is gonna take forever. My mother is sometimes very useless, and it happens a lot. Files swapped. It's the only one that could have done it was the first person to cover that night. Oh!
You, Mr. Kevin Gavin.
Christoph Gavin.
Christoph Gavin.
Oh no. Something's happening. He's a psychic!
He's a psychic type, I knew it! That is all.
Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright?
Revenge?
Revenge for the events that took away your Tony's patch 7 years ago.
Hmm? My past is my logic, straight and true. Nothing changed. All I had was point the finger of justice in the proper direction.
Fine.
Fine.
I'm glad we can have the Taya, right? This is insane. What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anymore? Yeah, you get to prosecute in different cases, but yeah, you get to prosecute.
I believe it's time we'll finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Christian Gavin?
He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest right now.
I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing.
Oh
no. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he?
None of that we know of.
Mr. Wright, have you anything to add? I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter. Excuse me. About this victim,
okay.
Mr. Smith, his accomplice was listed as a traveler. Occupation was listed as a traveler. An odd profession to be sure, and that all we know about him.
I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor.
Good, Mr. Wright. Yes. 7 years, you still haven't lost your touch. Christopher Gavin was a man with more such fish for me, both as a friend and a lawyer. You was especially talented, to be sure. I did two things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated this cold. The second was a man who tolerated no injustice. In other words, the defense attorney, you, Apollo Justice.
Me?
And a dark time is coming in our legal system. Ow, ow. I can't listen to it. A twist of justice brought on by our very own court system. We have to set it right.
Mr. Right.
All work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it. Well, it seems like a very good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Yay! Let's celebrate it!
Court is adjourned.
The court is adjourned. Oh, we done?
Nope.
Are we done yet?
Almost.
Almost. Yeah.
You don't have to read anymore if you don't have
I'm reading. Don't care. Okay. Thanks, Apollo. You came through just like I thought you would.
I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing there. It was you, Mr. Gav, the killer.
I couldn't have done it by myself. You seen it too today, didn't you? Your ability.
Ability? What ability was it?
Yes, it's essential and I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough.
Wait, I wonder if it means that thing. What was that, Mr. Wright?
You'll have to find the answer to that yourself.
I am so fucking tired. The answer, right. The day was full of questions without answers, most of them about Mr. Gavin. It's only 6:30 and I'm tired.
I'm not. What possible reason could he have to commit murder?
Is it 11:30 to you?
Let me see. That's 11:31. Perhaps you learned that in the days to come.
Wait. You don't know, do you?
This locket is the key.
Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl's pictures in your locket. Why is the thing red?
I don't know.
Your daughter, right? It's red.
You sound stoned.
I'm so tired.
That's right.
I'm so
You
tired.
just sound so stoned, like. you were right about this locket.
Yeah.
I took this off the night of the day. Oh, he died. But it looked like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is, this locket really belongs to him.
That's perjury. You testify.
Justify, you said that locket was
with
yours.
yours. That was my time.
Oh, I said no such things, actually. I mentally said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. a subtraction, but directions more none the less. And it was the truth.
What? Why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your dog inside? With your doge inside it.
The straightest path to the truth is the best one. Give it time. This clock is going insane on my screen. You're still getting started with your career. I cannot see.
Objection!
Objection the objections.
Of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Lawless after all, man. Still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs.
Apollo,
Where?
how about you come to work for me?
You mean as the right to law offices?
I mean, there's
not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it.
I can't imagine that to be true, but
Wait, but didn't you? You're not a.
oh, I turned in my badge. Yes, I'm not a attorney anymore.
That isn't 7 years ago. That legendary trial. And at the middle of it all was one man, Phoenix Wright. The case reached its sad conclusion, and he left law for good. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts?
I'm not equipped to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice in today's trial, there was a single piece of fraudulent evidence?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magical trick. Magician's trick.
Ways that it struck me as odd is true. It just seemed, well, too perfect. I bet there was forged evidence.
The phone! The phone!
You mean this, don't you? I got this from your Mrs. Wright!
You said Mrs. Wright, it's Mr. Wright. It says Mr.
Or is it Mrs. Wright?
But why? Because the killer took it with him when he left. He leaving the wrong card in the place, luckily for us. My very verdict was already handed down 7 years ago.
Didn't you really?
Yes, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene shouldn't told you it wasn't real.
But you can't just something like that and call yourself an attorney.
Who calls themselves an attorney, Apollo?
So it's true. Rumor is true. 7 years ago?
None of that matters much now.
Punch. I punched him.
It's your story from here on out, Apollo.
He just got punched and he's still smiling.
That would be me. It's Pinky. It's Pinky all over again.
Did you hear what I said?
Perhaps. What is wrong with me? Just
Did you hear what I said?
in if you like.
Did you hear what I said anyways?
Break time. What?
Did you hear what I said before, after I said he's smiling?
Yeah.
What did I say?
He's a masochist. Mr. Right.
Right.
About how upcut. Try yelling. Take that next time. I find it packs a little bit more punch. That sounds like something I would do.
Take that! With that, Mr. Right walked out the door, and that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved, and at the time, I had no idea where they all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I find it out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law. And this is how my story begins.
Yay. I bang my head against the table now.
You did it!
No, no more! No more! I'm done. I'm done.
We're doing that one tomorrow if you actually want to read anything.
Okay.
Or be anyone. You don't have to, you can just let me read it all. I'm fine with reading.
Oh, I like doing parts, and maybe I'll get an accent down. Imagine I get a Scottish accent down in a day. That'd be hilarious. Let's see how it begins.
We're just gonna go in and see the beginning, then we're done. I'm not gonna see anything else.
Oh, it's so derpy. It's so trippy and derpy at the same
As
time.
long as we draw breath, the wheel of fate turns.
He got hit by a truck. Whoa! Whoa. Whoa! Whoa!
Spinning big crimes and little crimes together. And when the wheel stops,
Sounds like, looks like a gunshot.
you die.
Hold on.
Nope. Time to go ahead and combine all the videos. Let's do it.